Sweet. Hey, guys, welcome back to Talking Star Wars here from the Brick City Blockade Podcast Network. Scott Inch, right around the corner here, is Star Wars Celebration. I think here at the Podcast Network, we're pretty excited about this.
Yeah, I'm very gutted I'm not going to be there this year. But there's going to be so much news coming out of it because this is the last celebration for the next 2 years as well. So we won't have any Star Wars celebration next year. So this will be the last time. Well, you've got D23, but this could be the last time we announce what movies are coming up. Oh boy, are we getting this trailer this week?
Oh man, I mean, I have to just say right off the bat, I mean, here at the Podcast Network, we've been preparing ourselves for when Celebration comes on Thursday and Friday, Saturday and Sunday, Easter Sunday. It all ends. And it's going to be an epic 4 days here at the Podcast Network. We have trailer reviews slated for the network. We have a bunch of stuff once we get, Friday is going to be the day, Scott, where I feel like here at the Podcast Network, fans better prepare themselves because Brick City Blockade Podcast Network is going to be firing content right at them. And I think Friday is the one day at Celebration that I think here as a podcast network, we are probably most excited about. And I think everybody alone is very excited about what we're going to get at the Last Jedi panel.
Yeah, we're definitely going to. It's the one panel everybody's going to be looking at because it's, as I said, it's the trailer that we're all looking to see what's going to come out of that trailer. We will definitely hear Luke speak. I hope we hear Luke speak. You and I have spoke about it before that we want Luke to speak those very first words. We're going to analyze the trailer probably, like get into what does that scene mean? What does this scene mean? What does that word mean? Overthinking it. But you know what? I want to overthink it because we're not that far out. We're only longer than that, 9 months away from The Last Jedi. Hopefully we'll find out about Benicio del Toro's character, maybe find out a wee bit more about him. Even with the announcements of who's going to be at the 40th anniversary panel, could we probably get a hint that maybe Anakin is in it? Because it's quite interesting that Hayden Christensen's there as well. The panel for The Last Jedi, I cannot wait. This is going to be a strange one because when the Force Awakens panel was at Anaheim 2 years ago, we had the old cast and the new cast. It's going to be quite weird to see Carrie Fisher not being at that panel to usher in because she's got such a presence in episode 8. But yeah, I can't wait to watch it. I'm off on Friday, so I'm going to sit and watch it. I'm going to scream when that trailer comes out. Hopefully, how they do the trailer, I don't know. Will they show it at the start? Will they show it at the beginning? I think this time they should show it at the start, but going by the last two panels they've done for the movies, Force Awakens and Rogue One, they've always shown a trailer at the end. I know they never showed the trailer last year, it was the behind the scenes, but as I said before, the podcast, I saw the trailer for that Rogue One. It was just a minute trailer, it wasn't nothing special. But yeah, it's a trailer I want to see. It's a trailer.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think you bring up a really good point that I hadn't even thought about before until now, which is specifically that Star Wars Celebration 2017 is the only one until the next couple of years, and once 2019 comes around. Yeah, I said this before. We're going to say it on our Celebration Extravaganza episode set to release within the next couple days here between Sean and I. But one thing Sean brought up was that they really do have to pack a punch because there is a 2-year gap here that they're going to have to fill in with content. I know we have the Han Solo film, but I wonder, and Scott, I'm going to propose this to you with Celebration being the talk this year, everything coming out. If we're talking about Celebration taking a break and waiting a year, I mean, you bring up Comic-Con, you bring up D23 and all these other places. I wonder if Star Wars Celebration is just going to piggyback off of those other conventions next year for the Han Solo film, just to kind of do a little bit more marketing, and maybe one location to centralize their stuff, but kind of spread it out next year. See how fans take it in different ways.
Well, as far as we're aware, Han Solo is still set for May next year. There hasn't been any announcement that it's getting moved to December. And looking at how the schedules for the Comic-Cons over 2018 will be, I don't think we've got any idea what they will be yet. But going by the big ones, the closest one would be WonderCon.
Yeah.
So that would be the last time to actually promote it. I mean, this is something that we've discussed before, but it'd be better off to put Han Solo into December, because at the same time you're promoting The Last Jedi, you're also going to have to promote Han Solo, and that will get a bit confusing. And if they're not going to promote Han Solo at Star Wars Celebration, then they're best off maybe promoting it at D23. But it's the thing Marvel does. It's your Marvel, when they were, what was it last year? Civil War, but then they still had to kind of promote Doctor Strange in between Civil War.
Right.
So, and you're also I'm just trying to remember, go back and like the date. So December is Last Jedi. May's, you could leave all the marketing for Han Solo till after, but then, as I said, it gets caught up in The Last Jedi. And then you have to go to two separate things. Oh, that is going to be really confusing, because then they've got to go, well, here's the cat, where's this going? So, yes, Han Solo is going to have to be at, the last one next year will be WonderCon. To me, just push Han Solo back, but I don't think they're going to do that now.
No, at this point, I think they're going to run with that May date for this film. They want to try out May. They want to see what possibly a 2-film-a-year thing could be in the long run. You bring up a really great point, though, is that knowing that there's not much there in between The Last Jedi and Han Solo in terms of promotion at Comic-Cons or anything, I'm starting to think now, and I know we got Celebration right around the corner here, that we're going to get some Last Jedi stuff, but maybe they're going to start pushing some promo for the Han Solo film at the same time. I know we don't have any finalized real yet, but it's going to be interesting to see if they bring people onto the stage. Which we do expect. We do expect Woody Harrelson maybe to make an appearance, or for Alden Ehrenreich, who last year made an appearance at Celebration. I'm just wondering. That's right. By the way, Scott, you have become famous with the Star Wars show for being on there suddenly.
Twice. Twice. And it's the same picture, the same footage that was shown at the Star Wars show last year after Celebration, because it aired it on the Wednesday. And it wasn't me the first time I noticed it. It was my friend Ross who noticed that. And then I was watching the Star Wars show this week just passed, and I was like, and they did the 40 years anniversary of him. I wasn't at that panel, I wasn't there, but there's me again. So a wee bit famous of a autographs of £100. Just was asking.
Oh jeez, no. Oh my goodness, yeah. That's the problem, is that we're gonna have to figure out who Scott's agent's gonna be. Maybe we'll get the guy with the bagpipes, the Darth Vader with the bagpipes, to be your agent or something. But
when I arrive in Boston, that's what I'm going to come out as. Like when I try to come out, whatever that's called. With bagpipes, and then just zoom past, and then hopefully don't fall over. I'll get stupid.
We're gonna pull up to the airport here at the podcast network, and James, Sean, and we're gonna get out of the car, and we're gonna see him fly by with the bagpipes and the Vader suit. And we're gonna be like, is that Scott?
With the
nah, it can't be. It can't be Scott.
No, with the mariachi band as well, remember?
Oh, yes. We have the Planet Mariachi Band. James, you know all about that. But yeah, like I was saying before we got into why Scott's so famous talk.
I'm just
we were specifically talking about Han Solo. I have a funny feeling that we're going to see a lot more Han Solo marketing than we expect.
Yeah.
This year because of that gap. And you brought it up, Scott. You brought it up beautifully. That, again, there's not that much time to market it in terms of Comic-Cons and other things. I think Star Wars is just going to rely on Lucasfilm. And as we say here on the podcast network all the time, in Lucasfilm we trust in terms of getting the marketing out for this film. Scott, what do you think the chances are of us seeing some Han Solo push here at Celebration that maybe we didn't even know about as Star Wars fans?
Well, let's play an old game. Over or under?
Love this game.
So Norris percentage, 45%. I'm going to say I'm going under 45%. I'm going to say about 35%. Because I think they're wanting to, because The Last Jedi is this year's movie, they will want to promote this. They will want to get heavily started promoting it. I think I said on an earlier podcast, it will be the Celebration with a trailer. I think they'll skip by Comic-Con and go straight to D23, and then a wee bit of the last of the marketing for The Last Jedi later in the year. But I think it's quite tough because they're doing the two movies promoting it. They did, well, let's go back to 2 years ago. They did kind of promote Rogue One at Celebration with that great kind of teaser trailer, very like with the X-Wing, no, not the X-Wing, the TIE fighter flying through the planet, and you look up at the sky and it's the Death Star, and Obi-Wan was saying that words. That was the first promotion, and then they did market Rogue One at D23 2 years ago as well. They kind of announced he was going to be there. But I'm going to say 35% at the moment. 35%. I could be wrong, but right now it's 35% because there is a lot to promote at Celebration this year. You've got Rebels, you've got The Last Jedi, and the 40th anniversary.
Yeah, I'm on the same track as you. I'm going to actually take a lower number. I'm going to stick it at 25% because I think they could give us something like that little Rogue One piece where we saw the TIE fighter fly and everything else. Maybe, I mean, just tell me about something. If you just saw the Millennium Falcon zoom with like the same kind of panoramic shot of something, maybe, I don't know, maybe the Kessel Run of some kind. I don't know, maybe just a quick little glimpse. That'd be enough to give fans something to talk about coming out of Celebration. In terms of full footage or like complete marketing around it, you're right. The Last Jedi is the film this year. Rebels Season 4 is the focus heading into the fall and into the winter. It makes sense that they would do this and that they would focus around that. So 25%, I think, is a good number. Again, I think 35 to 40% is even a good number because it's definitely below the 50% in terms of the realm of possibility. But maybe they'll surprise us. Maybe that's always the best part about Celebration.
Yeah, I mean, you never know that. They might give us a title of the podcast, the title of the movie. They might give us a title. I mean, we still don't know what this movie's going to be called. Everyone thinks it's going to be called Solo. That's just like a fill-in. But it could be called anything at this point. But get rid of that Star Wars story. I hate that. I hate that as someone. But yeah, we might get a title. You never know.
Yeah. I totally think that there will be something there for the Han Solo film. It's just what it is, we don't know, and we won't know until Celebration kicks off this Thursday in Orlando. We wish we were there, but we got a lot of friends down there. Now, Scott, I know I always like to talk about collecting, and one of the things I talked with Brian about, and I actually didn't know this until recently, was that some of the Funko Pops that are going to be at Star Wars Celebration this year are actually going to be released outside of Celebration, which I think is a really cool thing. And we've kind of seen this with Comic-Cons and San Diego Comic-Con. They release their exclusives sometimes to the public for people to purchase and everything.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of nice that do that as well.
Yeah, they did do that last year because they released 4. I only got 3 of them. And it was Luke Han medal from A New Hope, and Luke losing his hand with a black eye. I couldn't believe that. I was like, oh, he's got a black eye. Actually, yeah. So they did that, and then in the Disney store over here, I did see them popping up like 2-3 months after they released at Celebration, because they were just meant to be Celebration exclusives only. So yeah, they have definitely done that. Like, they have gone with a trend of you can get them here first, and then we will put them on a general sale as the months go on. So fans who weren't at Celebration can get them. So yeah, they definitely have done them, and they usually have a Funko Pop's got their own stall there. They had one there last year, and they basically had like so many. Like, you could take home like 10 bags worth of stuff. That's how much was there, and wow. They had like just supplies and supplies of the limited edition. Well, not limited edition now because they have been released, but the special edition ones you could get. So yeah, the one I saw that they're all releasing and I want it so badly is Thrawn. I want that one.
So you can perch your Thrawn pop next to the Thrawn novel. That's like what I did with the Ahsoka book. I put Ahsoka with the Ahsoka novel. That I totally agree. The Thrawn pop, it's going to be released most likely. We haven't been officially confirmed yet at Toys R Us here in the United States. Some of the other ones I was looking at, I saw the Princess Leia Hoth style look. That was really, really cool. The other one that I'm not so sure about yet, and I have to see it in person, is the Qui-Gon Jinn Force Ghost one, because that one I'm interested in, but I don't know if I'm a big fan of the Force Ghost look yet.
Yeah, because he's never. That's the first time they'll have done one. Like, as because you've never seen Qui-Gon as a Force Ghost. It was usually just like Obi-Wan. No, wait, that's me doing Ewan McGregor's voice. Ignore that, James. Ignore that, James. James and I were talking about that a couple of days ago about me doing the voice of Obi-Wan from when I come over. But no, Obi-Wan. Yeah, a Force Ghost of Qui-Gon Jinn. Nah, that doesn't sound right, because you've never seen a Force Ghost Qui-Gon Jinn. So how's that's an interesting one. Unless I can. Oh.
Some theories building up. Some theories. Where could we see a Force Ghost Qui-Gon? No, I'm kidding.
Rebels. Well, in a way, we have. If you think about it, we did kind of get it in Clone Wars.
Oh, Clone Wars.
Yeah, and that it was in season 3 when Ahsoka, Anakin, and Obi-Wan went on to. It was inside this kind of planet with like good and light, and the father figure, and the sun was the dark, and the daughter was the light. And when Obi-Wan was sleeping, he had a kind of vision of Qui-Gon Jinn. Yeah, so you could say that was a Force Ghost like Qui-Gon Jinn. I'm getting about it.
True.
Yeah.
It's a stretch, but it's there.
Yeah, it's there. It's there. I'm trying to like grab onto something. It's like
I'm going to be curious to see what the popularity of that figure coming out of Celebration, because as we know with Comic-Con and everything, you know, Scott, you and I talk about it all the time about not just Star Wars, but things outside of Star Wars, including Comic-Cons and WonderCon and everything. It's so fascinating to see how some of these products really make it on the market, and some of them don't and end up on the shelves for quite some time. I think Force Awakens is a really good judge of that. I mean, some of those pop figures are still in stores consistently, and they're having a hard time getting rid of them. And it's just going to be really fascinating to see coming out of Celebration what their direction is with collectibles. And make sure to keep it looked here to the podcast network. Everything SH Figure Arts, everything Funko Pop from Brick City Blockade Podcast Network, Jedi Scavenger, Chris Letty. Scott, it's going to be an awesome time with Celebration. I think the fans need to really prepare themselves, because we're going to be cranking out some serious stuff here at the podcast network. And I'm sure, I mean, I just can't even think about right now what our reaction could be to a teaser trailer come Friday. and the amount of hype that we're going to have.
Yeah, we're going to be screaming the place down when that trailer comes out, because I feel like we've been like had a dry spell. I mean, we've had Rebels to fill the gap, like because that last part of Rebels was fantastic, and you know, and Brian has spoken about it often. But ever since Rogue One, we've kind of been having that bit of a dry spell, and we're desperately wanting something from the Last Jedi. I mean, we got the title at the start of the year back in February. Was it February we got the title?
Yeah, just about.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we'll definitely get. When we get the trailer, we're definitely going to get the trailer. If it's a behind the scenes stuff, I don't think that's the right way to start off advertising, promoting The Last Jedi, because that'll just annoy people. They want the trailer, and like, I mean, Justice League just released their trailer for November. It's time that Star Wars released theirs, and we were in Anaheim. They released the second teaser trailer in April for Force Awakens. So yeah, we're going to dissect it. We're going to look at every panel, hopefully, and figure out, well, what does that mean? What does that mean? Oh yeah, we're going to have a massive discussion, all of us, about what's in this movie.
Minds will be blown. I think fans can guarantee that already. Minds will be blown with both the Rebels season trailer and whatever teaser we get here from The Last Jedi. Scott, I think it's that time of the show here on Talkin' Star Wars. It's a little thing we like to call
plug time.
Yeah, plug time. That's right here from the Brick City Blockade Podcast Network and Talkin' Star Wars. Scott Inch, where could the good people find you on social media?
You can find me on that little wee thing called Facebook at Scott Inch, and on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter at Scottish85, and also I'm currently working on my article for the Star Wars canon books, which is going to be a bit of a challenge. I think I'm going to have to break it up into a few parts, because I've just realised there's quite a lot of books to talk about and trying to summarise it all. So I think it's going to have to be kind of split up into a few parts just to get a wee bit. I don't want to like do 10 pages and people are like halfway through it. I'm going to put this to the side. So well, I'll be splitting up, but look out for part 1 next week or so. And I'm reading Thrawn, so yay.
Yeah, Lucky Duck got it before us here in the United States. He's already dug into it. He's already telling us stuff of not spoilery stuff, because we're not spoiler here on the network. And personally, we're not spoilery, but there's a lot of cool stuff coming up for you guys. Packed with stuff, so again, this week at the Podcast Network, you can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Vote Tweets. You can also head on over to Instagram, follow me at the official vote. Like the Brick City Blockade. Yeah, that was wonderful. Oh my goodness. All right. So you guys can head on over to Twitter. Make sure to follow the Brick City Blockade Podcast Network there. Make sure to like our Facebook page. And please head on over to brickcityblockade.com for everything happening here at the Podcast Network and in a galaxy far, far away. For Robin Vogt and for Scott Inch, thank you guys for watching Talkin' Star Wars here from the Brick City Blockade Podcast Network. And we'll see you real soon. May the Force be with you.
Always.